Hi, I'm Tanya from 24 Fit Body, and we're here today in my kitchen, and I'm gonna make a couple of recipes for you guys. Super simple stuff you can do at home, because I feel like we get overwhelmed with food, right? It becomes really complicated, we need too many ingredients, and then we feel really deprived when we think we have to eat healthy all the time. So I'm gonna make you a sweet potato pie. You could eat it for breakfast, even on a weight loss program. And then also a tilapia with stir-fried vegetables. Super simple meal. Everybody's gonna love this one. All right, so the first step, we're gonna start with that sweet potato pie. We're gonna get that sweet potato cut up and put into some boiling water. Potatoes are gnarly looking, so you gotta just kind of get them nice and clean, scrub them up and get the junk off, and then we're gonna get it into even pieces so it'll cook evenly when we boil it. And I like to leave the skins on. Lots of nutrients in there. These are organic potatoes. It's harder than a rock. This is about a pound of sweet potatoes. Remember, this does not need to be pretty because we're just gonna mush it up afterwards. Go ahead and throw it right in our pot. It's all got all that fiber in there, and that's really great for you, whereas the white potato is mostly starch. And so sweet potatoes, think of it as a vegetable, not as a potato. Always good for you. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put some water in here, get on the stove and boil it up, and then we're gonna move on to our gluten-free pie crust. We're gonna do a half a cup of flax meal. And flax is great because it has really good oils in it for you. So it's an omega-3 fatty acid, and when it's ground like this as a meal, tons of fiber in it. So it's gonna add a little bit of boost of nutrition into your pie. We're also gonna do 3/4 of a cup of whole oats. If you're going totally gluten-free, you can buy gluten-free oats as well. And actually, oats don't naturally have any gluten in them, but it's usually the cross growing that you end up with it. From one field to the next, they're growing something else like wheat in the field right next to it. And then we're gonna get 1 cup of nuts. You can use whatever you want. You want raw nuts, which you can get in the baking section, grocery store, your wholesale club. These are pecans. And I like to keep all of this stuff in my house because you can make so much with it. Flax meal I always keep in the freezer because the bugs get into it really quickly. Okay, so we've got our nuts, our flax, our oats. We're gonna put 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. Yes, real brown sugar. And that's gonna give the right texture. And then 4 tablespoons of melted butter. This is actually Smart Balance Light, and so those are good for you oils, not hydrogenated, but it gets a good texture of butter. So that's a great one to use. I use it in a lot of my recipes. All right, it's gonna get loud. All right, so we've got a really nice texture here, like if you were making a regular pie crust. It's gonna stick together really well. A little bit of that nice butter in the bottom. Totally okay to have some bigger chunks of the nuts if you don't mind them. They're gonna give a nice crunch in there. We're just gonna press it into the bottom of that springform pan. You don't need to grease it or anything because it's already got that butter in there, so it's gonna pop right out when you go to eat it. We're gonna pop this into the oven for about at 350 for about 15 minutes just to crisp it up before we put our pie filling in. And as soon as our potatoes are boiled, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our filling of our sweet potato pie. We have our sweet potatoes all boiled, looking really good, nice and hot and steamy. We're gonna add into this super simple. We've got that same Smart Balance butter. Got a half a cup of that melted in the microwave for about 30 seconds. We're gonna add in our protein shake. This is a vegan, gluten-free protein shake. It's actually a meal replacement, so it's got all kinds of nutrients in it, but very, very low calorie. Some nice natural sweetener in it from oranges and beets. We're doing a whole cup of that. So it's adding that protein in. Gonna give us really great results. You can have this any time of day. All right, so we've also got stevia. This is pure stevia. Best way to do a sweetener that's non-calorie. I'm gonna put 4 dropperfuls in there. And what I really like about a pure stevia is it is really just, they have grabbed that stevia leaf and squeezed the juice out of it. There's very little processing done to it. When you have a powdered stevia, you had a lot more stuff happen to it before it got to you. We want as natural as possible. Okay, so we have a 1/2 cup of almond milk, and I always get unsweetened almond milk, 2 eggs. I love the organic eggs. They're gonna give you the right kind of fat in your body. I know there was a lot of concern about eggs for a long time with cholesterol, that kind of thing, but when you have an organic egg, they're eating really good foods, mostly vegetables and good grains, so you're gonna get that same result in your body. We also have a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I'm a huge fan of vanilla extract. I always put a little extra in. Okay, so we're gonna beat this up, mix it really nicely. If you don't have a big mixer, no problem. You can use a potato masher and stir it really fast, or your little hand mixer. Okay, so we just get this out of the oven, about 15 minutes at 350. We're gonna go ahead and get our sweet potato right in there. And if you remember, we left our skins right on those sweet potatoes, so that's gonna be in your pie. If you don't like that, you can go ahead and take it off. That's totally fine. I kind of like it. My husband has gotten used to it. My dad always said, leave the potato skins on the red potatoes because it makes your mashed potatoes really yummy. So, all right, it's also a lot less work. All right, this is so simple. Spread that out. We're gonna pop it back in the oven about 55, 60 minutes. It's gonna pop right out of that spring form pan when you're done. That's it. So that's our sweet potato pie. Great for when company's coming, and anytime you really want a sweet treat, you know you don't want to cheat, but you're gonna get that really great taste, lots of flavor. It really feels like you're cheating when you're eating that. And if you've got company coming or little kids, throw a couple marshmallows on the top before you bake it. Looks super fancy. Nobody will ever know it's good for you.